to be
I'm just happy you do it.
first things first basketball correspondent.
Don't do it.
Danny Ainge.
Don't do it. Back to the playing game last night. Lakers, Warriors. LeBron James, fourth quarter, winding down, got poked in the eye by Draymond.
Did he kick Draymond?
Yeah. He gets treated and then didn't stop. A minute left in the game. LeBron got the ball, nailing the 34-footer. The go-ahead, stay-ahead bucket right over Steph Curry. Lakers get the win. They are your 7th seed, and LeBron, with that poked eye, remains the king. Here he is after the game.
I put in a lot of work in my game. After drape my finger to the eye, I was literally seeing three rims out there. So I just shot out the middle one, and I was able to, through the grace of the man above, I was able to knock it down.
All right, Broussard, let's talk about that last shot by LeBron. Do you think it was more clutch or more luck?
First of all, congratulations, Jenna. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Let me get to this answer.
I've been asking you a long time.
Anytime anyone other than Steph or Damian Lillard, hits a shot from the letters beyond the hash mark, there's a tendency, you're going to think it's luck, and there's an element of luck that's involved. But overall, I'm going to say that this was clutch, because we've seen LeBron do this too many times. Even just off the top of my head, I can think back to 2009 against Orlando. I was in the arena when he hit that three-pointer in Game 2 against Dwight Howard and the Magic from about the same distance, but the top of the key, middle of the court. I can think back to Chicago in the playoffs, right? The corner three. So LeBron has done this, and it's amazing. ESPN ran the stat yesterday. Yeah, we could go on and on. ESPN ran the stat yesterday in the game, and it amazed me that was LeBron's 99th time in a regular season or playoff game play-in game, hitting a potential game-tying or game-winning shot in the last minute of the fourth quarter or overtime. That is incredible. 99 times is second only to Kobe Bryant over the last 25 years. And I think, look, one of the greatest misnomers and misperceptions, I really think, in basketball and in basketball history, is this notion that LeBron is not clutch. I'm not saying necessarily I'd rather have him have the ball than Michael Jordan at the end of a game. But the notion that he's not clutch, I mean, he's done this way too many times. A guy that is not a great shooter has more game-winning buzzer beaters in the playoffs than Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And so we got this perception just because he will pass the ball here and there. He's a great passer. He's pass first or pass equal, whatever you want to call it. So he will hit the open man. But LeBron's done this too many times to doubt him and say, oh, this was just luck. I'm going to say this was clutch from LeBron James.
And Broussard, this is why I love you. Because every once in a while, when I'm at my limit of all Broussard's really irritating me, he made me apologize to Andrew Wiggins on national television. He really did that. He didn't have to do that. Our wives are friends. Like, we are friends on and off the air. He didn't have to do me like that. Then he comes back and spits straight facts. Most game winners in NBA history in the playoffs, LeBron. Most buzzer beaters in NBA history in the playoffs, LeBron. You can go up and down the list his entire career. This is what he does. How clutch is he? Oh, I don't know. Clutch enough to hit the game-clinching basket of a Game 7 of the finals against the Spurs. Clutch enough to consistently, and not only the most of these shots, a higher percentage, field goal percentage, than Kobe or Michael on these shots. And so now, Wild's the greatest playoff performer ever, adds to the resume the greatest play-in shot ever. And I know I was kind of joking earlier when I was talking about the LeBron James derangement syndrome when it comes to like how we see what he does and how it's evaluated differently. But LeBron is the only guy in the league who could hit this shot in those circumstances and it even be a question Oh, was that a lucky shot? First game of the season. Do you remember the first game of the season? Jason Tatum banked in a game-winning three. It banked in.
He called it.
And I said that was luck. And people killed me for it. They killed me for it because they were like, oh, how could you call it luck? And I'm like, well, because he missed by 3 feet. So it was luck. He missed by 3 feet. This was pure. He squared his shoulders, beat the shot clock, and it was pure.
It's a great play.
So obviously this is clutch and not luck, Wilds.
Obviously clutch, and I'm going to throw it back to you in a second so you can do your narrative about Steph and LeBron. The only thing that was lucky here is that Steph Curry was just like us. He started watching a great basketball game and left LeBron open. I don't know what Steph is doing. So for all of the discussions about LeBron, how great the shot was, there is zero discussion right now on how Steph just started walking around, heading towards the elbow to do what exactly? Leave the greatest player of this generation post-Jordan wide open? And I know the guy can't see and is playing on a bum ankle, but let's just, like, you know, be around him, be in the vicinity. But the idea, that's the only lucky thing that happened, Nick, is the fact that Steph kind of went on a little tour of LA there and left LeBron open.
And that's what, and Brandon, I want to throw this to you, because, and that's what I know frustrates people are closest to LeBron. I imagine it frustrates LeBron as well, but I can't say I know for a fact. Is that even when it comes to him and Steph, who might win it, he's not going to win MVP, but some people think he's the MVP this year. He is the second most important player of this era, behind only LeBron, the second most accomplished player of this era. It's LeBron, Steph, and KD, the top three. He is judged totally differently. If LeBron had left Steph, or even if he hadn't left him, and Steph hit a game winner in LeBron's eye, A, no one would be asking, is it luck? And B, people would be killing LeBron. And if LeBron had the turnover Steph had, even if he had, how many games have we seen where LeBron is great throughout, has 37 like Steph did, but makes a mistake down the stretch, and that's what's focused on. And so here's what like Brandon, when you were playing, I think you knew, I'll use a teammate of yours, a good player but not a great player, Eddie Royal. I think you knew, oh, I'm going to be held to a different standard than Eddie Royal. Like, if I have a drop and he has a drop, it's going to be, people are going to come down harder on me. But I think you would be like, but they're not going to pick on me more than Andre Johnson. Like, they're going to, whatever they expect from Andre Johnson, they're going to expect from me. And I just feel like with LeBron, it's LeBron in this category, and then every other, even the greatest of the players, evaluated totally differently.
So Nick, let me ask you a question, all right? Because there's the whole debate about who's the GOAT. You have LeBron James as the GOAT. So if he's the GOAT, then doesn't this come with it, right? Like, this comes with being the GOAT. LeBron James, who I don't have as the GOAT, you know, he's the best player on the planet. Everybody says that, right? Sure. Then this is what comes with it. To answer the question, you know, it is clutch and it's luck. You know, let's call it cluck. That's what we'll call it, right? So the luck part is because it's a 34-footer. It's a 34-footer. In high school basketball, you know, we talk about you're shooting from the volleyball line. That's where LeBron James was. And not only that, he had a baby fadeaway. That's not perfect technique, right? And then he has, what you say, a detached retina, and he's saying he's seeing 3 rims. So it's luck. But the clutch part is this. When you are exactly what you just said, one of the best players to ever do it, you have to find a way. You have to find a way. He found a way. It doesn't matter. There's no excuse. People, they're not going to be talking about, oh, the eye or this and that. Only thing they're going to be talking about, LeBron James, the first play-in game, you know, the NBA has ever had, or the first play-in weekend. That's what they'll be talking about. Now LeBron James is now the king of the playoffs, king of the finals, king of this, king of that, and now you add to the resume something that you can talk about for the next 20 years is the king of the play-in games.
Yep. A few records set last night. Broussard, LeBron becomes the all-time play-in tournament or play-in game leader in triple doubles, and Steph and Draymond are co-all-time leaders for turnovers. Like, so all that happened, Jenna. Like, I mean, it's a big day in the play-in record books. LeBron at the top, Steph and Draymond at the top of something else. It's true. Facts.
Chris Broussard. All right, not facts, but I want to just ask you about that last shot again, or that LeBron James shot where he was seeing triple. Do you think he really was, or was that part of the flair and the drama that went along with it?
Now we're calling him a liar.
LeBron has a flair for the dramatic. There's no doubt about it. Look, do I think his vision was blurry? Yes. Do I think he was literally, as he said, literally seeing 3 baskets? No. I think from a certain angle, you turn your head quickly or something, and yeah, there's 3. But permanently seeing 3 baskets for the last 2 minutes of the game or whatever it was, no. I think LeBron's vision was a little blurry. That's what I think it was.
Show me how you turn your head again.
And he did tell Steph that.
About.
I give it in a nice. It was an act of humility. Look at what he says. I think Steph looks at him like, "Are you serious?" And LeBron's like,
and he said, "I can't see."
I'm like, I can't see. I can't see. Like,
can't see.
That was an act of humility. That was good. But no,
and that's
I don't
and by
think
the way,
3 unless angles.
It was a little rude to say that to Steph in that moment because LeBron could still see out of one eye. And after that shot, Steph could see out of no eyes because that was right between the eyes, as the new Hall of Famer Marv Albert would say. I think he went temporarily blind. But this is, again, and Wilds, you had an amazing tweet with the video from Rocky. This is, again, my point. Wait, did anyone think Rocky was lying? Everyone's like, when he's like, they're like, punch the guy in the middle, like, oh, Rock, you can see.